Hello, friends and family. Today I want to talk about your smile and how it can change the world. I'm Jen, and today and every day we talk about my quest to crush aggressive, diffuse, large B-cell lymphoma, DLBCL, stage 4, and we're using the R-EPOCH immunotherapy chemotherapy to crush Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Thank you so much for joining me today on the journey. Let's get into it. So, smile to change the world. I thought this was a good one for me because it's one of my signature characteristics, I think. So here's a little quote for you. Let your smile change the world, but don't let the world change your smile. So, I know it's a little bit hard, and some people don't think it's necessary to smile anymore for two reasons. A, you can't see your smile. Here's my favorite mask. So why bother? But I would argue that when you smile, it makes you feel better too. And folks can tell when you're smiling, even with your mask on. Now look at this mask, covers the most of my face, right? And when I have it on, it really does a good job of covering everything. But when I smile, can't you see my smile? So even though you can't see my smile, you can see my smile. Plus my voice changes when I smile, so you can hear the smile when I'm talking to you. And I think in general, a smile makes everyone feel better. It makes you feel better. And it makes the person that you're talking to feel better. And sometimes I think it's a natural human reaction that when I smile to you, you smile back. So you could make someone else's day better. And if we all smile in all the directions, everybody could be smiling, and it would be pretty awesome. All right, so obviously I didn't have a lot to talk about today. So I was looking, and I decided this was my discussion for today, smiling. And I think we talked about smiling before in relationship to your health. I forget the quote, the data. I think the data had something to do with blood pressure, that when you smile, like your blood pressure and inflammation goes down, if I recall correctly, but maybe somebody can remind me. It was a while ago. Or I could go look through my notes. But in general, you get the idea. Smiling's good for you in all directions as far as I'm concerned. Now, you don't want to smile like this because you want to... You don't want one of those smiles. You need a smile that you mean, that makes your heart warm, and makes you happy. Okay, these are my thoughts. Boom. Okay, so I hope that everybody had a good Earth Day. I did find out, reading your comments, that I'm greener than I thought. One thing is, I'm the only one that uses it in my house, but I have a bidet. I've had it for a long time. I don't think it's 10 years, but it's pretty long. Over 5. So I've been doing something there. Thumbs up. So that's like kind of green, right? And then also, my whole family, we drink filtered tap water. So that's another green thing I didn't really think about because it's just part of our everyday life. But my whole family does drink filtered tap water. None of us, I never, as a rule, buy bottled water. When Bill first came home from the hospital, they asked that I didn't use tap water at all with him, that we always use bottled water because they were worried with the neutropenic. But we're not doing that. And I didn't even do that for me this round. I feel like filtered is good enough. And if I'm concerned, we'll give it a quick boil and then we'll work from there. But filter's good. All right. As far as I know, how am I feeling today is good, great, smiley. Physically, the healing is going. I'm feeling pretty good. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but the mouth is still an issue. What else? Anything else of significance? A little bit of the neuropathy hasn't gone away, and I have some dropsies. But otherwise, overall, I'd say a lot of the symptoms are, going away. They're much smaller, and I can't complain. I'm healing. I asked Sam like 2 or 3 days ago, is my hair growing? And he said, yeah, Mom. But I was just kidding. Because obviously, I haven't even been a full cycle yet. Like, normally I would go get chemo again in another week. And my hair didn't grow during between cycles the last time. It's going to take, at least a month to 2 months before we see any difference. So I was just being silly, but I it was fun. I also feel accomplished because I did clear out the pantry. I did not sort or do any of the pantry items, but I did clear out, which I'll show you in my to-do list. I'll show you my picture. I cleared out next to the freezer in both directions, and I cleared out behind the door so the door can open, swing as far as it can swing. And then I cleared out next to the freezer so they should be able to get in and get out. And so the only thing left for me to do at this point is to empty the freezer, but I will do that tomorrow because obviously I don't want to have everything out of the freezer for that long a period. So that's the plan. All right, so that is how I'm feeling. As far as I know, no angel deliveries. On the doctor news, I got a text from Nurse Lana that they still did not receive the order from the doctor. So I am going to call them tomorrow morning and see what we can do about that. And I guess they're going to keep trying, but that's kind of where we're at. I wasn't married to Friday. It would be lovely, but it's not the end of the day. The thing that concerns me mildly is that when they pull it, I know I'm going to have some like physical restrictions. Like I won't be able to lift and do other things for a little while because you just want to make sure that you don't muck anything up. And that would be problematic with emptying and loading the freezer. Although I do have the boys and it is Friday and they don't have any classes. I think Sam might tutor, but I should be able to lean on them a little bit there. All right, so let's move on to the to-do list. So we'll start with this fabulous picture. Maybe I'll show it to you the whole time I'm talking. Ta-da! Of the pantry next to the freezer. Now, those of you who don't know me personally don't know what an accomplishment this is or haven't walked through my pantry in any time. I guess it's been a while since anyone's been in the house, so maybe you just didn't know, but it was an accomplishment. I worked today, had a few meetings, somewhat accomplished. Didn't get everything I wanted to get done, but I did make some good contacts and make progress. I hydrated. I'm doing awesome. I think I'm just under 100 ounces so far, and I still have my 16-ounce protein drink, and I've been drinking 12 ounces right before bed, so I'm going to kill it today on hydration. Let's see. I talked about the pantry, and I had 2 robotics calls. I will just mention how super duper proud I am of these students. They're just miraculous. They're so fabulous. Their initiative, they're smart, the way they want to help others. I'm just so proud of them. Just putting it out there. Okay, moving on. To do, must do for tomorrow. I have to work. I have to hydrate. I have to unload the freezer and load the new freezer after whatever the appropriate time is. Those are the only things I have to do. My to-do would love to do is crochet and find that app that will inventory my pantry and maybe my freezer. Oh, I forgot on my angel deliveries. I didn't get the delivery yet, but we have a friend who's going to go pick up some stuffs from the doctor. It's near his place of employment. But thank you. We appreciate your help. Thumbs up. Very helpful. Let's save, the round trip would have been, I think, somewhere in an hour to an hour and a half because it's like 30 to 40 minutes away from us. So it's going to help. And they live here in town, so they'll pick it up and then we can go grab it from them. And that would be super duper fabulous. All right, so if you are just here for story time, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. As always, I appreciate your support, your love. Oh, I forgot to ask you guys. Mrs. D, who we were giving love and prayers to, ended up in the hospital this past weekend. I think she's home already, but she does need a little extra pick-me-up. So if anybody has room or thoughts, prayers, and love, please send it out to her. I think she could use a little extra help. Okay, thumbs up there, and we are ready. So thank you so much for joining, and we will see you tomorrow. Oh, crud, I forgot about your charity miles, and mine. I was able to accumulate just under a mile, I think, today while I was working in the freezer and the pantry. So, 19 still on our team. 2,157 miles. Here's our team name, Crush NHL, exclamation point, exclamation point. And if you'd like to join us, you're welcome to on the Charity Miles app, or there's a link down below that you can click to join. Thank you so much, and we will see you tomorrow. We love you. Remember, every day is a gift. Live it. See you tomorrow.